Sit, please. I have something very important to talk to you about, Giovanni.
You think you're important enough to hear this shit?
It's almost over, Giovanni. At least I believe it is. I need you to resume your research, Giovanni.
Excuse me?
Pasa told me that you were a scientist before you joined the monarchy.
Yes, sir.
And that you had discovered a way to keep mercury solid at room temperatures.
Solid.
Yes, it's something I'm still working off on my off hours. It makes a pretty fierce metal,
It's an alloy of some sort.
but it still requires a mixture of gold and silver.
Orichalcum.
Excuse me, sir?
It's called orichalcum.
What's orichalcum? It's mercury.
So it's mercury. What's the big deal?
It's a metal alloy that Plato wrote about in the story of Atlantis. That their walls were made of this metal.
After this, I fly to Greece. Need to handle some excavation permits.
There are several other artifacts like cups and keys that are made of orichalcum. We found them in our Greek excavations.
I have one more thing for you to do before you can go on this mission that Basa had been training you for. I need you to create 7 different coins,
We believe there to be 7 coins in all.
all with these chips embedded inside them.
You see, only with all 7 coins can we complete the roadmap to the spiral. One of each.
To start with. After that, you'll create several other duplicates, also with chips embedded inside them.
Very well, sir. But why?
Is that important?
No, sir.
It'll all make sense soon, Giovanni.
Presentation, revelation, ISIS C, here's to here, investigation, interrogation, do what you want because nothing is clear. Who can you see? The truth that sets you free.
Well, we'll be staying here for the night. We'll leave in the morning. Bedroom's in there.
Do you really think they're gonna come after us?
No, I don't. It's better be safe than sorry.
Why do they want to know where the 8th lab is anyways? What difference does it make? It's probably all in ruins.
When I tell you it's a long story, trust me, it's a long story.
I've got all night.
Not enough time.
How about the Cliff's Notes version?
Okay. World's gonna end. Those guys back there, they want the lab to make sure it does. There's another group of guys that want the lab to make sure it doesn't. There's a couple other groups with different agendas, but I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so what do you want the lab for?
I could care less now.
And your friends?
Truth be told, I don't even know what I was doing with those guys. I had so many employers and so many jobs, so many different agendas. I don't even know what's right and wrong anymore.
And with the lab? What's right?
Well, I guess it's the ones who want to save the world that are right. What? Oh, don't do that.
Rendezvous.
What?
The 8th lab is in Rendezvous, Texas.
Great. Get right on that. Let's talk more kissing.
All right, we have Blue Star, Blue Moon, Beta Project Phase 1, Bad Mojo Project, Beta Project Phase 2, and the Atlantis Project. All 6 of these projects come under the umbrella of Donovan Enterprises' mysterious IBC project. Now, there were 7 labs destroyed on the day of the 7 sisters, with an 8th surviving and still hidden somewhere in Texas. Now, there were 8 coins depicting the 7 innocent killers and Donovan himself. Caroline Winters, Jax Curtis, Mike Lorenzo, Tara Trudeau, Ruby James, Joey Patinelli, and your father, Vasa Montoya.
What's missing in this puzzle?
There are 7 innocent killers with Donovan in the lead. There were 7 labs destroyed, with an 8th surviving.
But there are only 6 under a 7th.
In everything we've seen, the innocent killers, the labs, the coins, there are always 7 principals under 1 primary.
Okay, so what project is missing? Are we sure there are 8 projects, or are we just looking for something to be there? I mean, is there any reason to this rhyme?
It's not coincidence. It's mathematical. Look, the first 7 coins were no secret. The 8th was hidden. The 7 labs, they were known. The 8th was hidden.
Okay, so what project is missing?
The Alpha Project.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. Beautiful people have nothing to be sorry for. And believe me, people should be apologizing to you. Nice shoes. I'm familiar with the Beta Project. Back in my day, we called those 4 girls the Beta Hunters. I don't know anything about this phase 2, but if it's any improvement over the originals, I've got to see their hair. Fabulous. But you know, something I've always found very curious about them. Beta isn't top dog. By its very name, it's not the prototype. Mathematically speaking, it's not the first.
Alpha. So there was an Alpha Project?
I'm not saying that for sure, but mathematically speaking, I would assume that to be the case. Sorry, Jax Curtis. I know, it's not even Photoshop.
You look great for a man your age.
You look great for a woman any age.
Okay, if you are Jax Curtis, where have you been all these years?
Berlin, I think. Don't ask. I couldn't explain even if I wanted to.
Jax Curtis was killed by Joey Patinelli over 15 years ago.
17 if you want to be exact, Mr. Mathematician. And even longer than that if you count the first time I was killed. By Doughboy.
What, they put you back in the deep freeze?
I don't think so.
Okay. It appears we're not going to get any clear answers from you.
Well, maybe you're not asking the right questions. Maybe you should start with something a little more simpler. Like, why am I here?
Okay, what are you doing here?
I don't know. But maybe it might have something to do with this envelope.
What's in it?
I don't know. A couple of weeks ago, I woke up with this envelope in my hot little hands. No memory of where I was or how I got there. Just had this envelope with your name on it, and here I am.
You didn't open it?
Didn't have my name on it.
How do you know you have the right Isabella Montoya?
Vasa Montoya is your father, right?
Yes.
Well, I can only assume that because I used to work with him and he's your father, that this must be intended for you. Unless, of course, you think the Isabella Montoya in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who owns a floral shop, might have something to do with the end of the world. And again, now that I think about it,
but you are not the ones he had hoped to find. Though it is not the demon trying to find the 7, but it is the vessel of the demon. Not to save the world, but to keep it saved.
Can we help you? No, we just listen. For now. We'll figure out what he's talking about later.
A dark shadow will fall upon one, while the other will find the hunter of angels.
Hunter of Angels? Is this guy for real?
excuse me.
Yeah.
What's this?
You will see it until
The
The numbers 923 keep coming up in things associated with Donovan and his innocent killers. Addresses, dates, times, hell, even the price of a piece of pizza. All at very important, very crucial times. We're trying to figure out what it means.
So, the zodiac symbols, the colors, the numbers, they all represent 923 in some way?
Yes.
Anything conclusive?
Just one thing so far. The project that all of this is encompassed by. I, B, C.
How about these numbers?
Just grasping for straws.
But why these numbers?
Well, the colors red, green, and blue mathematically and numerologically correspond to 923. Those are the mathematical representation of those colors on the RGB color scale.
And you think all of this has something to do with the end of the world?
We know it does.
She knows it. I just think it's a fun little puzzle.
The sons and daughters to return peace to the world. 5 angels. 2 shall fall at the hands of a child of the mother of demons. 1 shall fall by the one who walks on 8 legs. And 2 shall fall at the fire of a dragon.
You've got to be kidding me. What the hell is this? This is supposed to help us? You were as crazy as this nut job spouting some bad Emily Dickens poem. Maybe we should try singing it to the Yellow Rose of Texas. I bet it works.
You and the hunter of angels will help save this world. The one you do not understand and will never see as you are blinded by it. Another will help save this world. It would end in 10 and 9. It is already half through its cycle. Before it ends, 10 heroes, 10 journeys, 10. Wait.
She's not crazy, and neither is the man on the tape.
Why us? How
You know, I've never been a religious man, unless you consider mathematics to be my religion. But religion infers faith, and there's no faith to be had in mathematics. Either it is or it isn't. 1 or 0, on or off. There's no in-between in math. There's no guesswork. There's no faith involved. So I'm gonna go with my original statement. I've never been a religious man. But speaking strictly mathematically, either someone is seriously fucking with you, correction, some genius is seriously fucking with you, or someone, somewhere, is trying to tell you something. Through math.
Who are you?
Unless I miss my guess, I'm the last piece of the puzzle.
This is up. This time has been spent in hell. 30 by 93 and 27.
Thank you for last night.
Oh, no problem. I needed that too. It's been a long ass time since I've done that.
I meant rescuing me.
Oh, right, yeah. That's what I was talking about too. I like to rescue a pretty girl every once in a while. Once or twice every 5 years. That way it keeps my morals in check.
So what are you gonna do with what I told you?
Oh, the tongue thing? Well, after the cigarette, I'll give it another go.
Not that. About the lab.
Well, I really don't know what to do with that. What do I do with it?
You worked with the guys who wanted to use it to end the world, right?
Right.
And there are people who want to use it to save the world, right?
Right.
Don't you usually know who your competition is?
Well, yeah, of course.
Well, maybe you can switch sides.
Me? Save the world?
You save the world. What?
No.
You and the hunter of angels will help save this world.
What?
Well, once there was this time this guy told me I was going to save the world.
Well, here's your chance.
Waco, Texas. Texas Rangers headquarters.
My hero.
Ranger headquarters.
Yes. Need a Ranger Reuben James, please. Tell him it's about the 8th lab. He'll know what I'm talking about.
Will you hold this?
Yeah, I'll hold.
I'm gonna kiss you now. It's my turn for the tongue thing.
That said tongue, not teeth. Oh.
He will find himself in the same hell as the one with no soul, and the one that is called Lucifer. The same hell we have all found once, while they many. For the God of love, not the one who writes our destinies, will forgive us all, and will love us all, and will give us peace, even if that peace is death.
Helped you when you were a cop. Had a lot of strange cases.
Well, it seems you know everything there is to know about me. How about sharing a little bit about you?
What do you want to know?
Who are you? You know, what are you doing? Why are you so interested in all this? I mean, is this your job?
No. Yeah, sort of. I'm what you'd call a modern day detective. Okay, modern for me, future for you. I'm a watchman.
Ooh, how noir.
Things have changed. A lot. The world's split up into 8 different regions. 5 of those belong to America. You have the corporate states in the east, the California monarchy in the west. Down the middle, you have Texas. The Native American nation is in the northwest, and the Mormons took over Utah and Nevada.
Of course they did. And the other 3?
Well, Asia, Europe, and South America.
Africa, Australia?
Uninhabitable. Armagura took care of that.
Arma what?
An asteroid. Hit the Pacific a couple of years ago. Took out about 1/3 of the world's population. The ash and the smoke still keeps the sun at bay most days.
Wow. So what does a watchman do?
We're a 2-man team. There's a Serrano and a Dicer. The Serrano is hired to solve a crime and decides on guilt or innocence and passes sentence. That's me.
And the dicer?
And the Dicer watches over and protects the Serrano during the investigation.
And?
And distributes the punishment once the verdict has been decided.
Is he your dicer?
Landry? No, he's my secretary.
Executive assistant.
Executive assistant. Yeah. No, my dicer is a man named Walter Baker. He's on assignment right now. He should be back tonight. Hopefully.
What's that?
What's what?
This.
Oh, Conscious Apocalypse Insurance NeuroNet. It's pretty much all we have to go on with the IBC project. Isabella's father and General James worked on it for some time, but... Hey, so did you. What can you tell us about it?
IBC project? I never heard of it.
But you worked for Donovan. You were one of the 7 innocent killers. You were supposed to protect it. Roughly 500 employees of Donovan Enterprises were transferred to the IBC project. You and your fellow innocent killers were 7 of those 500.
We were protecting Blue Star, or Blue Moon, I guess. I have never heard of this IBC project until today. Conscious NeuroNet. That's artificial intelligence.
Oh, that's security protocol within the IBC project. As far as we can figure out, it's some kind of software. Its only purpose is to ensure the completion of the IBC project.
Well, there's one of your answers there.
What do you mean?
If this AI program is designed to ensure the completion of the IBC project must be a computer program itself.
A program designed to make sure the other program does what it's supposed to do.
Correct.
Interesting.
So the IBC project is a computer program.
Designed to complete these 7 projects.
Great. So, what does it mean?
I have no clue.
Isabella Montoya?
Yeah.
Senator Colby would like you to come with us to Ranger headquarters.
Yeah, of course. Sure.
Whoa! Isabella, what kind of dictatorship is this? There's no warrant? No just cause? I mean, some senator wants to see you and all of a sudden you drop everything and go running? Well,
Senator Colby's a friend. Odds are he sent the goons over so he could write off the gas money as a business expense.
alright, in that case, have fun. We'll try to have the apocalypse decoded by the time you get back.
That'd be awesome.
So this is it?
This is it.
What? This is what this was all about? So does this thing still work?
Doorway is operational.
Take that as a yes. Okay, we found it. Now what?
We began by putting Isabella and Walter into place. That'll be very important to our success.
And what about this thing?
We protect it with everything we've got. If Colin Donovan gets his hands on this, then it all starts over again. And again, and again, and again.
Or we end it now.
Who the fuck are you?
Colonel James knows who I am. That is all that's important.
Well, I don't know who the fuck you are, and that's important to me.
You, Sergeant Major, are a puppet on a string, and I...
The puppet master. Funny thing about being a puppet, having your strings pulled by another, with the right tools, those strings can be cut.
I was to believe you and I were in agreement, Shayagu. The lab must be destroyed.
Then destroy it. You can't, can you? That's why you pull the strings. You can manipulate, suggest, question, but you can't take an active part in all of this.
There are times, Shayagu, I've been allowed to use my hand for more than just guide.
But not without consequence, not without permission.
I have been around for many ages, Shoyagu. Seen the passage of many, many years. Many, many lives lost, loves found, and then I get to watch it happen again and again and again. It is mind-numbing. But it has left me with a gift. It is that I can read a man like words on a page. You, sir, do not know nearly as much as you think you do.
Is that so? Maybe that's how it's been in the past. Maybe we have stood here and you've suggested I blow up the lab 29 times before. But this time, I do know more than you think I do. I'll even venture a guess to say that I might even know something you don't.
And what has Judah trusted you with, Shoyagu?
Well, now if I told you that, it would ruin the surprise ending.
You have a decision to make, Shoyagu. Mike will be returning soon. If this lab still exists when he does, the insanity will begin again.
Not this time.
Shanach Abijan, Shoyagu.
No, you won't.
Sir, do you mind telling me who the fuck that was?
That, Sergeant Major, is our new worst enemy.
We're gonna talk later.
Hello, Jason.
Why, hello, Isabella. So how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, getting older and wiser by the day. So, have you decided you can trust me yet?
Of course not.
Good.
So, what's going on?
We're preparing for a press conference. The corporations have decided to announce their new president here in Texas.
Now, why the hell would they do that?
Some ridiculous show of goodwill and camaraderie, according to the press release.
And how do you feel about this camaraderie?
I was a Marine, my dear. The only thing I trust less than camaraderie is the comrade that promises it.
So, what can I do for you today, Jason?
Well, I'll be introducing the new president of the corporation. And as much as I could care less about the presentation itself, as you can assess by this location, I still don't want to see 3 years of peace going down the shitter.
So how can I help?
The corporations are insisting on their own security. They don't want so much as a single ranger in the room.
Really?
But they didn't say anything about ex-rangers.
You want me to play Secret Service?
No. I just want someone in the audience keeping an eye out. Someone I trust.
So you want to make sure that the new president doesn't serve a short term?
To hell with the new president. I want to make sure I don't get myself dead. There are still quite a few people out there who are none too happy with me killing the sea chip from entering Texas. I just want to be as alive after the conference as I was before. Give or take a few minutes. Can I trust you?
Yeah, you can trust me. I've never even thought of running for office.
Good girl.